Hi, Terry. How are you, beautiful? I'm just getting set up. I'm a few minutes early, but I'm getting there. What's going on? Did you see the list of supplies? I'm getting my thing set up. I'll be able to have voice here in just a second. I just got to turn my computer on. Yay! Hello, hello. Okay, let's get this party started. All right, it's connecting. What's going on? Welcome in, Lady Lori.
Lady Lori, hello, friend.
Hello, hello. I can't do any music, y'all, because we're on a sub live only.
Hey.
But I can do the voices. Hi, guys. Did you guys see the supply list? Very simple. Very simple. Hi. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. We can't have music because we are in a sub live. So, no music, unfortunately, but I can have the voices.
Lily, I'm here.
Yay! Did y'all see the supply
Marisol,
list? Hi, Marisol. Did y'all see the supply list? You only need a sheet of 12 by 12 paper. Does not matter the
trying
theme.
to hurry to finish dinner, lol. Marisol's.
Get it, girl. Get it. Cheers, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Hump day. All right. Like I said, we only need a single sheet of 12 by 12 paper. I will have everything. You guys can write it down. You guys can screen record. I am fine with that either way, so that you can take what you learned.
Everyone.
Hi, Beth. So you can take what you learned and you can make it with somebody else. We got some filtered comments, y'all. Not sure why. But all you guys are going to need is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. It doesn't matter if it's double-sided.
What I am going to send you when you hopped in on my live.
Ah, did I? I did. I could only stay for a little bit. I was actually in the middle of doing something. I saw you were online and I was like, heck yeah, I get to see craft live. It's about time, because I always see your videos on my FYP, but I never get to see you on live. So I was so happy. I was so happy. I loved those vibrant purple colors, by the way. They were beautiful. Thank you for the heart, me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are you guys excited? I'm excited. I am very excited. But like I said, the 12 by 12 paper. Thank you for the heart, me.
Had to find one, then I found my giant bag.
I'm telling you, all...
Lady Lori, I love this evening live.
I agree. But 12 by 12 paper, we all have those paper pads. So I was like, that would be the easiest thing, is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Because I know that we all have those pads laying around somewhere, and some of the papers we have no interest in using because they don't quite match what we're doing. But this is going to be something that you're very much going to enjoy, and you can include it in a journal, or you can make it into an ephemera thing. But it's really, really simple. Thank you for the roses. Hi, Victoria. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. You guys don't have to worry about tapping or anything because we're just doing a sub-only live, so it is perfectly fine. You guys just pay attention. But everybody's got their 12 by 12 piece of paper. And like I said, you can screen record this if you'd like. That way there, you guys can take it and run with it and do your own thing. Especially if you don't have double-sided 12 by 12 paper. Because I'm using single-sided, because I don't have any pads, 12 by 12 pads that are double-sided. So, thank you, Marisol.
Jeanette, I don't know how to do that.
You don't know how to do what, Jeanette? a screen record. If not, it's no big deal. I just downloaded the video from... Hi, Crimson. Hey, Rose, stranger danger. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
Lily Walmart has some double-sided FYI.
Yes, and so does the dollars. Oh, screen record. It's okay. Hi, Ephemera. It's okay if you don't. Jeanette, I will download the video. I just downloaded the video for the file folder or the folders that we did. And I will upload that into Discord. I just haven't gotten there yet today, but I will do the same thing for this. If it'll let me. If not, it'll have to go on to Microsoft Teams. But because I am setting that up for the subs, so that way there I can keep track of everything, because y'all know I have CRS. Oh, we got a new subscriber, Bevy Joe in the house. Welcome back, Bevy Joe. Bevy Joe, if you saw my video, you just need one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. One sheet of 12 by 12 paper. What's going on, Bevy Joe? Welcome in. But we just need a single sheet of 12 by 12 paper. It doesn't matter if it's double-sided or not. The craft we're doing today, it doesn't matter if it's double-sided. If you can find it, yes. I know that Wally World does sell double-sided 12 by 12 paper packs. And I'm sure you can find them other main any tools. We just need if you have a scoreboard, grab a scoreboard and a cutter. And if you don't have a cutter, then get a ruler and some scissors.
Michelle Roman 27.
Hi guys. Welcome in. Everybody got their 12 by 12 piece of paper. It doesn't matter if it's double-sided or single-sided. Mine is single-sided. So it doesn't matter which way it is. You can play with it.
Bevy Joni tools?
Bevy, you just need glue or a tape runner or glue stick, a sheet of 12 by 12 paper, and it doesn't matter the theme. Doesn't matter at all. If you have a cutting board, like my cutting board and this is so I can score and cut all on one board. If you have a cutter or a scoring board, you are going to need those. I'll give you guys a minute to grab your stuff. So hold on, let me grab my 12 by 12 paper. Hold on. I'm going to do Halloweeny because that's what I have out. Hold on. I have mine's a little bent. Thank you for the heart me. So I have one sheet of 12 by 12. Mine is not double-sided, y'all. So it does not have to be double-sided, but you'll need cutting board folder, 12 by 12 piece of paper, and some glue or tape runner. My dog's sitting, so I can't join, but next week for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're welcome to screen record, Miss Michelle. All right. And like I said, it does not have to be double-sided. It could be single-sided, y'all. So you will need one.
Going to screen record.
Go right ahead, Miss Bevy Joe. That's fine.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so if you...
Bulky Creations, hey.
If you don't know how to screen record, I'll download it and I'll try to upload it to Discord. I have the other one to download to Discord too, if it let me do something that long. If not, I'm gonna have to do it in my Microsoft Teams. But yeah, because it's too long to email. But we just need one single sheet of 12 by 12 paper. Mine's a little bent because I had laid something on top of it.
Roman 27, no worries.
But 12 by 12 sheet of paper, like I said, doesn't matter if it's single-sided or double-sided. You're going to need your cutting board, your folder.
Samantha, I had to clean up space on my desk.
I know, me too. I add to a bone folder, or where's my other little tool that I have to score papers with? Hold on. I also have, where the heck is it? I don't know what I do with it, but it's here somewhere on my desk. I have also a little pointy tool that I used to paint rocks with it, but I also use it to score paper. I have no idea what I did with it.
MS Julie, sweetie.
Hi, Jules. What's going on, beautiful? Did everybody get your 12 by 12 sheet of paper ready?
Baby Joe, I don't even know where my tools are. MS Julie, beautiful friends.
Hello, hello. Okay, so then if you have a scissors, or if you have a ruler, thank you, Carlene. If you have scissors or a ruler, Bevy Joe, you can use scissors and a ruler and a pencil to mark your lines. That's all you need. I promise you, it's a very, very simple project, y'all. But you can do it a million different ways.
Let me do a recording, so.
Yay! All right, so everybody ready? Give me a thumbs up. It is 10 after. You guys ready to get started? Hold on, I gotta put a piece of chocolate in my mouth.
Roseanne Riggins, I'm good.
All right. Beautiful. And you can use this in journals. Use it by itself. It's a very easy project. I promise you guys. And you can fold it different. You can, glue it together different ways. Okay, so everybody has their 12 by 12 paper. So if your paper is directional, and by directional, I mean, hold on. I will show you. Okay. If your paper is directional, and directional.
Lots of filtering for nothing, everyone, so bear with us, mods. If you don't see or hear your comment.
Yes, please be patient, y'all. It's the first of the month. AI, it's the first week of the month. AI is really kicked up. So please don't think that anybody's ignoring you. But yes, be very kind. I promise you it is not us. TikTok is filtering very badly because it always does this the first week of the month. So just be patient. Tag somebody. Lady Lori's here. Miss Jules is here. They're all mods. And there's a couple others too. Just tag one of the mods if you're being
Lady
filtered.
Lori, they filtered the thumbs up emojis.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hello.
Hello, Amber's also a mod. So just tag one of the mods, y'all. And how you know they're a mod, they have this little person at the end. And Samantha B.
So weird.
Yeah, Samantha B is a mod. You see she has that little person at the end of her name that shows that she's a mod. But anyway, if you have, okay, so your 12 by 12 paper, if it is directional.
Hi, beautiful. HRU, beautiful.
Miss Jules,
Becky,
love
I think
you. Yes, you are too, Miss Becky.
Beth Egot
And Beth.
Love TikTok.
I know. It's always the first week of the month, y'all. Okay, so if it's directional, where you have things that have to go up and down, then we are going to cut. When we cut this in half, we're going to go side to side so that everything stays directional. If it's non-directional, you can cut it either way you would like.
Amber,
So,
MS Jules.
I will actually use my directional so that you guys can see what I mean in case you do have a directional piece of paper. So, what we are going to do is, because, hold on, let me lift you guys up. Because paper pads are not all cut equally, okay? Because they are cut by big, huge machines. And sometimes the paper is not completely square. So, directional paper, we are going to take the bottom and fold it to the top to find the halfway point.
MS Jules at Amber, I am okay, just about to go and volunteer.
Just make sure that your corners are matching up and go ahead and fold that over. So that your directional paper, when you cut this in half, your halves are going to be directional as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut that in half with either a pair of scissors. Just try to be as precise as possible when you are cutting this if you're using scissors. Because if one piece is longer than the other, you're going to have issues. Okay, so I'm going to put this in my cutter. I got my center. I'm lining that up. I'm making sure my other side matches on the line, to make sure, because this paper is not cut perfectly straight. And now I have 2 sheets of paper that are 12 inches by, for those of you that like math, by 6 inches. So 12 by 6 inches. We'll have 2 of them. Okay? Let me know when you guys are good, and I will open up my score and I will tell you where to score your papers. Everybody's good?
Multi Creations good.
Beautiful. All right, let me tilt you guys towards me a little bit. All right, so you're going to take one of your papers.
Crimson's Clover good.
Perfect. One of your papers. I'm going to flip my thing over because I have a block so that I don't go past my line. I'm going to flip that over so it stops the paper. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we are going to score our paper. We're going to do the first score, okay, is at 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Okay, I like to do mine twice to make sure that my paper, when I fold it, that my paper doesn't break down. Okay, so 1.5, and then at 5.5. So 1.5, 5.5, and then 9.5. And we're going to do both of our sheets the same exact way. So 1.5, 5.5, and 9.5. So 1.5.
Carlene Barletta Trembeth, these are 6 by 12, right?
Yes. Yep, we cut them exactly in half. So 1.5, 5.5, and 9.5. And again, I like to do mine a couple times. So 1.5 inches, 5.5 inches, 9.5 inches. Both sheets. Okay.
Emotional, damn it!
Thank you for the follow, Anastasia. Okay, we are no longer going to need the cutter or the folder, so you guys can put that away. All right. Everybody,
MS Jules, welcome in Friends XX.
welcome in, welcome in. So give me a thumbs up when you guys have both of your... Thank you for the heart, me, Miss Becky. So just give me a thumbs up when you guys have all your creases put in. 1.5, 5.5, and 9.5. Perfect. Beautiful. I love it. Okay. So pick whichever one you want to use as your cover first. Like if you have directional, mine really doesn't matter because I'm not double-sided. I'm only single-sided. So for me, it doesn't matter which side I want to stick out because I'm still only single-sided. So this on the left-hand side, this is the 1.5 inch. I'm going to flip my paper over. So now my 1.5 inch score is on the right-hand side. So flip your paper over. Your 1.5 inch score is on your right side. So let me write this down in case we have people on the outside looking in, because I do have it on a preview. 1.5 inch, 5.5 inch, and 9.5. Fold. Okay. All right, everybody's good. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take that 1.5 inch, we are going to fold it over. Okay. And then we're going to make this into a pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue at the top and at the bottom. We don't need any in the crease because nothing is going to slide out because it is folded over. So a little bit of glue at the top, a little bit of glue at the bottom just to make a pocket. And we're going to fold that over. Hi, Michelle. What's going on, beautiful? Hey, hey. Hello, hello. Okay. So then we're going to flip this.
Michelle
We're going to
W.
fold.
just finished supper.
Yay!
Getting ready for a nap.
We're going to fold that
Carmen, text now, say, hey, honey.
second line over so that we're folding it in half. Hi, welcome in. So we're folding that in half. So right there, we're folding that on that 5.5 inch score line. So we have our little pocket. Okay. What are we doing? We are every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. We do a sub-only live. And I posted a video. It's called Scavenger Hunt. So it's using materials that we already have in our stockpile that we can turn into a project. So we're going to do this every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's for sub-only. And tonight we're just using a regular 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. We're cutting it in half and then we creased it at 1.5, 5.5, and 9.5 inches. And now we're folding it to make a little folio. All right, guys. So now that we got that part folded.
Roseanne,
yes.
And Stitcho, yes, I remember.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
then absolutely. So this piece will get folded the
Roseanne,
other
Stitch,
way.
okay, let me try to catch up.
No, you're fine. Grab a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Doesn't matter if it's double-sided or single-sided.
Becky, I'm writing because I wasn't ready. Oops.
No, you're fine, Miss Becky. Hi, Miss Lulu. Thank you for the heart me. So then what we have is we have a pocket here. We have this folded over and this folded back. Do not glue this down yet.
Shell Alpers 33 high.
Hello, hello. Welcome in. We are doing our sub-only live project with a 12 by 12 piece of paper. We cut the 12 by 12 in half so that it was 6
Lily,
inches
did you
by
glue
12
the
inches.
small one? I missed it.
Yes, the small one
Is
is
this our
glued.
project?
This is a pocket. Yes, Miss Rose, this
Oh,
is.
good.
So you did a 12 by 12 piece of paper. You cut exactly in half so that it's 6 inches by 12 inches, 6 inches by 12 inches. You'll have 2 of them. We'll need both of them to do this project. And then you will score at 1.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 9.5 inches. So you'll have 2 papers. And if it's directional, make sure that you are cutting it.
Riggins, OMG, I did see him.
Roseanne Riggins.
That's
whoa.
true. Grab another piece of paper, Rose. I know you got plenty. I know you got plenty. That is too stinking funny.
MS Jules Law.
Roseanne Riggins, I have backup already.
Yay!
Roseanne Riggins, I just need to fold.
No problem. 1.5 inches, and you're going to leave it right on your cutting board. 1.5 inches, 5.5 inches, 9.5 inches. So you're not going to move your paper. You're just going to sit it on your folder, or I mean your
Victoria, repeat step after the scoring, please.
Absolutely.
Kirby Homestead Rio.
Hello, hello. Okay, is everybody here? Welcome in, guys. Okay, so I'll start from the very beginning. Okay, let me grab another piece of paper so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Those of you that are coming in. I have a 12 by 12 piece of paper. If it is directional, like this is directional. This is what I mean by directional. You need to make sure that you are cutting from left.
I am late.
That's okay. You're cutting left to right when it is directional. So that way there you are getting, everything is going to be directional and everything is going to be, nothing is going to be upside down or sideways. So directional, you're going to cut left to right. For non-directional, that it doesn't matter because there's no rhyme or reason, you are going to cut that in half. And again, it's 6 inches by 12 inches. We need 2 strips. So your one piece of paper is going to make 2 strips. So again, I am going to go down to 6 inches.
Angela Glitterling, thanks for subscribing.
Welcome in, Miss Glitter! Thank you for the subscription. So we're going to go to 6 inches.
Chicken jockey.
And
hello, ladies. Smiley
hello. Hi, Carla. And we're going to cut that in exactly in half. So we're going to have 2 sheets of paper that are 12 inches by 6 inches. Okay. So if you're directional, you are going to make sure that you guys are cutting it directional. So from left to right if it's directional.
Late, but I am here.
That's okay. We're just going over it. We're starting over. It's not a big deal. So if it's directional, you're going to cut from left to right. If it's non-directional, it doesn't matter. Okay? So if it's non-directional, it doesn't matter. If it's directional, left to right.
Okay, that looks better. I was wondering why my pocket was so small.
It's all good. So give me a thumbs up to those of you that just came in. Your 12 by 12 sheet of paper is cut in half and you guys are ready to move on to the next step. And again, if it's directional, make sure that you're cutting left to right. If it's non-directional, it doesn't matter. Everybody's good. Miss Killer B, everybody's good.
Maxine,
yay!
hey.
Hi, Maxine. All right. So far, so good. You guys are doing
Maxine,
fabulous. We
what
are
are you
making
making?
a folio out of a
That's why I'm
12
just
by
glad my
12
paper is
piece of
plain wall.
paper. I'm just glad my paper is plain. You know what? Girl, it's all good. So Maxine, it is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. If it's directional, you're going to cut it in half. Yeah, absolutely. You can screen record if you want, if you know how to do that. Thank you, Pokey, for the share out. But anyway, so you cut that in half. It is going to be 6 inches by 12 inches. And we're going to use both sheets, okay? And again, if you're directional, which is this, you are going to go left to right to make sure that your images are going the same direction. Okay? Non-directional, it doesn't matter. So we are going to take our one piece of paper. I'm going to flip this over because I'm not cutting it, but it will stop my paper from moving. I'm going to put that. Make sure you're on inches. Make sure you guys are on the inch side. Thank you for the heart me. Make sure your paper is on the inch side. You're going to put that in the corner. Make sure it's nice and straight. You're going to grab your bone folder. Okay. Thank you for the heart me, Miss TLC. You are going to score your paper at 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. And then you're going to go down to 5.5 inches. You're going to make another score. 5.5 inches. And then you're going to go down to 9.5 inches and make another score. And you're going to do that to both sheets of paper. Okay? Both sheets of paper. So 1.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 9.5 inches. Okay. Now I could put my scoreboard away because I'm not going to need it any longer, or my cutter. We're just going to need our bone folder and glue. Everybody give me a thumbs up. Everybody's good. Everybody got their scores in.
Maxine, PLS, just repeat measurements, PLS.
Okay, so for the scoring or the cutting? Okay.
Maxine, scoring.
1.5 inches. 5.5 inches and 9.5 inches. So you're going to leave your paper there. You're not going to move it.
Victoria, good.
You are just going to score at 1.5 inches, move over to 5.5 inches, and then 9.5 inches. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to flip one sheet of paper over. You should have your small section, which is 1.5 inches, should be on your...
1.5.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yes. So your 1.5 is going to be on your right. The last score, the bigger piece, will be on your left. So the 1.5 inch is going to be on your right. You're going to take that 1.5 inch. You are going to fold that to this side, to the opposite side. And because mine's not double-sided, and I'm okay with that. So then this is going to be a pocket. So I am just going to glue the top and the bottom. And that is going to create my little pocket. Okay. So when we're done, this piece right here will actually be my cover. But again, I don't have, hold on guys, I keep getting messages for battles and I'm on a sub live only. I don't understand that. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so, anyway, so that will then now be our pocket. Okay, this will actually be the front of our thing, front of our cover. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it back over. Hi, Tony. Welcome in. Thank you for the heart me. So we are going to go ahead and fold it inside so that we are folded in half again. Thank you, Miss Tony. So that's all we did was fold it towards itself.
MS Joel's welcome in friends.
Welcome, welcome.
Chicken jockey.
Thank you, Miss Jules, for the heart me. And then now that we have that folded over, we are going to flip it back over. And that other section, we are going to fold that section back towards itself. Do not glue this yet. Thank you for the heart me. So what you're going to have is, that is your cover. There is your pocket. You're going to open it up. There, that is your inside. And you're going to flip it. And then that is your little flap. Okay. So we need this flap because we have to glue it to this. All right. So everybody good? Everybody right there with me? That's all we're doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yay! Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to take our second piece of paper.
Bethy, okay.
Can you show
Killer
the
Bee
fold
Homestead,
again?
can you repeat that?
So this is our
Roseanne
cover.
Journal and Stitch, sorry, can you show the fold again?
This is our cover. This is where that pocket is. Okay. If I open this all the way up and I flip it over, okay, fold it over, and then this is folded back. So there's our pocket, and it'll be like a backwards Z almost, right? No, it is a Z. I had to do it with my finger, so it'll be just like a Z. So that's our pocket. And then we folded it over. And then the back one, it's loose. Okay, we're not gluing that down. Okay. So, everybody's good. Everybody's at that point where we have our Z. Good job, guys.
Bethy Longline
Good
did you all the
job.
bet, huh?
Mine's a Z, but bad. It's okay. It's okay. This will take some practice, and like I said, once you get it, you can figure out how to fold it so many different ways, and using those same exact folds, but folding it in different ways to build different things off of it. I promise you're gonna like it. All right. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit this over to the side, and I'm gonna get my other paper. Okay, actually, we're not going to sit this aside because we're going to need that. We're going to need it. Okay, so if you have directional paper, this will not apply to you. You'll have to, well, I'll show you how to fold a directional paper after I show the non-directional. Yes, absolutely, Miss Killer Bee. I will download it after we're done. So non-directional, this is what you'll do because it doesn't much matter because there's no specific direction to your paper. If it's directional, I will show you how to do that. That's why I have both so that you can see. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take our paper. Hold on. Wait, give me a second here. Hold, please. Okay, it is this one. So what we're going to do is, I apologize, guys. I had to think there for a second. I had myself confused. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to take our other piece of paper. Your 1.5 inch is going to be on your right side. This is the 1.5 inch fold. So that's going to be on your right. We need the other side. We're going to take that paper. We are going to stick that here. Okay, hold on. Let's bend it first so that you guys can see what piece it is. Okay, we're going to take this fold and this piece, and we're going to glue these. We're going to glue these together. So, but we're going to create a pocket. Okay. So we're going to glue the top, glue the bottom, and we're going to glue the side that is folded. Okay. So glue the top, glue the bottom, and glue the side that is folded. And then we are going to lay those on top of each other so that they are on top and they create a little pocket. Okay. So there's our little pocket right there. Oop, my paper slid a little bit. Let me fix that. Oh, that's because I did not fold that paper in half, which is why I have a little bit of hangover.
She answered.
Will you be saving the Yes, I did answer. Yes, I will download it once we're done. I have a little bit of an overhang because I didn't fold my paper in half to make sure I got it exactly in half. Because remember I said paper pads are cut by machines, so they aren't always straight. Hold on, guys. I gotta trim my paper. If your papers are too tall because they're not perfectly straight, trim them now before we get any further. Otherwise, it's gonna keep causing an issue. So I'm just using my scissors because, again, I didn't cut it. I didn't fold it before I cut it. Okay, so we have our cover. We can open that up. There's our page. This is the pocket we just created. Okay. That opens up. We can fold hold on. Hold on. What did I do wrong? Give me a second, y'all. What did I just mess up? What did I just mess up? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Wait, no, I messed that up. I messed that up. Hold on. Give me a second. It should have been the other way. I'm sorry, guys. This is what happens. Oh, no, that's right. Hold, jeez Louise. No, it's not right. Hold on.
Jeanette wanted the pocket be white and be ensued.
That's what I'm just like. Did I just glue that to the wrong? I did. Okay, so I'm going to take that off. Hold on. I did. I made a boo-boo, y'all. I F up all the time.
Start over with the directional paper, lol.
I am so confused.
That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Listen, guys.
Roseanne Riggins, OHOK, took it apart.
Yes, I just took it apart. When I get distracted, I lose my train of thought, so I apologize. Yes, happy mistakes.
I mess up too. You are not alone.
Girl, it's all good. It's all good. It is all good. Where's my eraser? I have no idea where my eraser is.
Charmin Snail Dre, I can waste some paper sometimes.
I hear you, girl. It's okay, though. It is okay. I promise you. It'll be okay.
Lady Marie, I mess up all the time. Glue erasers are a lifesaver.
Yep. Pull your paper apart. It's not a big deal, y'all. Just be very gentle with it. And like I said, I apologize. I get getting the questions and
Snail Dre,
repeating.
Sometimes I can't fix my MISPAKES.
Girl, sometimes I can't either. But if you can, go ahead and pull them apart, y'all. I apologize.
Why is that erasing the glue?
Yes, it erases the glue. This is an eraser made specifically for glue and tacky items, and it does not ruin your
Roseanne Reagan's I
paper.
divorced my biggest one.
But seriously,
Sherman
when I...
Textile Gray, I love that thing.
Yes, I
Really,
love this.
didn't
It's
glue
very
mine face
inexpensive.
With peeking eye, I was waiting to see the process lol.
I
Good.
hope that's neat.
Listen, good job, Lily. Good job. Lily has
Sherman
learned.
Textile Gray, do you have a goal?
Do I have a goal? Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about the goal,
TLC at
y'all.
Roseanne_Riggins.
But thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so, again, I did take it apart. If you... Does anybody have
Sherman
a problem
Textile
in
Gray,
not
okay.
being able to get it apart? And I apologize for that, y'all. When I get distracted or have a lot
Samantha
of questions...
Bit's always an adventure in your
I'm
classes.
telling you, girl, I always make mistakes, but they always turn out to be happy mistakes. So it's all good. So basically, my bad. It was supposed to be even, y'all. It was supposed to be even. So instead of me making a pocket, I was supposed to glue this whole thing down and put it on the back. So that was my fault. So the side that I made the mistake, here we go.
Chicken jockey.
So I have my little flap. I have the same size flap, okay? This flap is actually going to get glued to the back of that white part, okay, the big part. Let me show you so nobody is confused. This is my front cover with the small pocket. There's my Z. Okay, I'm going to open that up. There's my middle. I'm going to flip it over. There's that little flap. I have my other piece of paper that has the 1.5 inch crease is on my right. The other crease, the bigger crease, is on my left. I'm going to take that bigger crease. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to glue this down. Okay? I'm going to glue this all down to the crease. Okay? Sorry, guys, my notifications. I'm going to take and flip that back over. And I'm going to meet the crease for crease. Okay? And I'm going to lay that down on top. I'm going to line that up. So I have this flap right here. Okay, but yet I can still fold my other flap over and it's even. Okay? So here is my flap that's on the back. And I'm going to glue that whole other flap right to the back to the crease. Okay? Everybody good? Did that make sense to everybody? So I haven't done anything with my flap yet. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now with that little flap, I'm going to glue the top and I'm going to glue the
Sherman
bottom.
Textile Gray, I see. That flap will be part of the cover?
This flap will actually be a pocket. So I am going to glue the top and the bottom. And I am going to push that
Susan
over.
Slover, I actually did it right. Woohoo.
Yay! And that is
Sherman
going to be a
Textile
pocket.
Gray OH.
Okay. This is actually our cover. The small pocket. That is our
Sherman Textile Gray,
cover.
I love this.
Okay. So that is another pocket right here. So then what we're going to do is we are going to fold that over again. And then back. So zigzag it, and then that little 1.5 inch piece.
Maxine, I am lost.
We're going to fold that over like this. Okay. Again, we just made our pocket. Okay, oops, my glue's not dry. And we're taking, there's our pocket. We're folding that over. Okay. And then we're going to fold it back. Our 1.5 inch piece is right here on the right still. And then that 1.5 inch piece will get folded back over so that it'll create another
The
pocket.
knitting not at the pocket, yet cleaning up glue lol.
It's all right, Miss Jeanette. It's okay. Did that make sense, Maxine, or no? So if I open this all up, this is where we started.
Mine doesn't look like yours. Lol.
Okay, so this is where we started. This is the cover. The 1.5 inch fold is always going to be to your right.
Pocket.
Okay, so you're at the big pocket, which is right here. This is our big pocket. Okay, our crease is right there above next to that pocket. That's the next crease. All you're doing is folding it over on top of that pocket, right? There's our next crease. So we're going to fold that back over on itself. And then we have our next crease, which is of the 1.5 inch. Because like I said, your 1.5 inch is always going to always stay to your left or to your right. And then that 1.5 will fold over on top of itself again. Okay.
Maxine, yep.
Okay. So what we're going to do is that 1.5 inch piece, we're going to do the same thing like we did on the other side. We are going to glue at the top and glue at the bottom, and that will be another pocket. So glue at the top, glue at the bottom, and that will be a pocket. All right. So what we have is, here is our little folder. We're going to open that up, and actually it would...
Roseanne Journal and Stitch, how many pockets do you have now?
I have one on the cover. There's no pockets here. I open it to the next page, and I have a pocket here. Okay, hold on. Let me grab a piece of paper. There's a pocket there. And then this is nothing. And then I flip it over, and then there's another pocket. Okay. That easy. And you can also have, well, you can also have a pocket up there too. Oh, no, hold on. Oh, boom. Okay. So there is our little folder. So we have, that opens up. So we have a pocket. That opens up to nothing. That opens up. There's a pocket here, nothing, and that opens up.
Beth, I'm going to keep practicing, Beth. It's not perfect, but I got it long.
So let me do it on the directional, okay? So again, we did our 1.5 inch was on 1.5 inches on our right. We fold that over. We put glue at the top, glue at the bottom. That now created a pocket. So I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to fold that pocket towards the other side. So this is now my cover. I'm going to flip this over, and there is my flap. Then I'm going to take my directional paper, and because it is directional, I need to do it a little differently because I don't have that extra space. So I'm going to take that 1.5 inch space, and that is what I'm going to glue down. So I'm going to fold it over. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put glue on all of that 1.5 inch space. I'm going to glue this down. Sorry, y'all. That's the doggos. I'm going to sit that next to here, and I'm going to butt that seam together, and I'm going to fold it over so that It is all the way.
Crazy Cat Lady, thanks for subscribing.
Woo! Miss Crazy Cat Lady! Fold that over. Make sure that we're all straight. Okay? And then, hold on, guys. I keep getting these battle things, and I'm on a subscriber live only. I don't know why I keep getting them. Sorry. Okay, so now I've glued that whole 1-inch tab down. I have my flap. I'm going to make a pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the bottom and the top and create my pocket. That is Millie, y'all. I'm sorry if you can hear her. So that way there, everything is still directional. Now, that's my 1.5 inch. That is my back flap. Now, I just created my pocket. Now, that first crease, I'm going to fold that to the first crease. Then I have the next crease. I'm going to fold that over. And then I have my bigger flap, right? Now, that will now be a pocket. And instead of me doing it here, I can actually fold it over to the other side and fold it the other way and create a pocket here. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue the top, glue the bottom, fold it over, and then there is another pocket. Okay? So, and then fold it over top of itself. So, again, this is our cover. There's our first little pocket on our cover. We're going to open it up. There's nothing here. Go to the next page. I have a pocket right here. I have a pocket right here. And then this has nothing. There's the back. Now I can flip it over again. Here's another pocket.
Victoria, it's so versatile.
Absolutely. And you can, believe it or not, with those same exact measurements, Victoria, you can attach the papers.
Hey, Nana, what do you do with the white spaces?
Well, if you have double-sided, it won't be white. But you can measure the space and place down other paper to cover up the white if you don't want the white, or you can zhuzh it up or use sprays. You can pretty much do anything. You can leave it white or get double-sided. It doesn't matter. Or you could take cicada paper, put some Mod Podge down, put some cicada paper over
Victoria
it.
decorates so many ways.
Absolutely. And the thing about this is that
Beth, I'm so glad I am learning this. Thank you.
it is like so versatile. You can actually glue this into a book. You can take this part, glue that into your book, and now you have a flip out. You know what I'm saying? Now you have a flip out if you glued it into a book. But yet you have several pages. Not only that, too, you can put other pockets inside this, and you can fill it up with ephemera.
Will you have measurements posted somewhere?
Yeah, I can give you the measurements now if you'd like. I can do it one more time.
Crimson's Clover, oh wow. How cool.
Yeah, I know it sounds, it's a pretty easy project, and again, we're just using a 12
Victoria,
by 12.
Thank you. I actually finished mine.
Yay! Let me grab another piece of 12 by 12 paper, y'all, and I'll go through it one more time. Okay, let's see.
Sherman Sheck Snail Dre, thank you, beautiful.
You're welcome.
Samantha B, love this. So many great ideas.
Absolutely. And you can actually use 2 different color papers too. If you don't, like, say for example, I want to use bats and I want to use this.
Nana, thank you. I am sorry I'm making you do it again.
Why are you sorry? Don't be sorry. Girl, I got plenty of 12 by 12 paper that's one-sided. If you really wanted double-sided.
Now I am going to use double-sided paper and see how that turns out well.
Yeah, if you want to do double-sided.
Thank you so much. Now I know I can journal.
Absolutely. I'm going to glue 2 pieces of it together. Okay? I'm gonna glue 2 pieces of 12 by 12 together. It only makes it a little harder because you run the risk of your...
double checking this is for June's packet, correct?
No. This is just what we're calling a scavenger hunt Wednesday sub-only lives. So I give you a list of supplies and then of items that you already have in your stash. And then I post that 20 minutes before my live.
Is not double-sided. I copied the pocket of the second version at the end, so I don't have white.
So I'm going to...
Roseanne journal and stitch facing me. So cool.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do...
This is for fun and learning, and it's so cool.
Absolutely. So I'm going to glue 2 of them together.
Maxine, I've done mine. I used double-sided.
Becky, I kind of caught up. Couldn't find scoreboard or glue, so I improvised.
It's okay. You could use a tape runner. You could do double-sided sticky tape. Doesn't matter. So I glued 2 pieces together, back to back. Okay. Now with the
I am here for it.
Gluing them together. So gluing them together, you do have a higher risk of the paper breaking down and splitting. So keep that in mind, because the heavier it is, the more risk you run with it breaking down.
Journal and stitch me too, Becky. I just measured with ruler the 3 sizes and scored manually.
Yeah,
long.
You can use a ruler, y'all. I use a ruler all the time too, not just my cutting board. So I'm going to take and I am going to put my ruler down. I see where my 6 inches is. I'm going to take a pen or a pencil. Actually, I'm going to use my awl.
Roseanne Regan's, I made the special ed version.
And I just made a little mark so that I can see where to cut. I'm going to go up a little bit further to the halfway point. And I'm going to again mark where my 6 inches is. Over here. And then mark where my 6 inches is. Okay. And then I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to line that up. And then I'm going to take my tool and I'm going to create a crease.
Becky, I used my CU asterisk board for scores and folded not perfect.
So then I'll take my scissors in case you don't have a scoreboard or a cutting board. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut on my score all the way across. You don't have to have a bunch of fancy tools. I used to do this all the time until I got the fancy tools. And then I'm just going to make sure that my glue is spread out between my 2 sheets. Okay.
Becky loved that black paper.
Yes, this actually, this is part of a paper pack that Miss Wendy sent me. I'm going to trim off my white edge though, because my paper is just a little bit bigger on the back side than it was on the front. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off now so it doesn't become an issue later. Okay. See if I have any white on that side. Barely. But I'm going to cut that off now so it doesn't become an issue later.
Becky, I have a question, but you are gonna show, so I'll wait.
That's okay. Okay, so I got my 2. They are 12 inches.
Stephen, Dan, and Heidi have to keep trimming back until I got a straight line.
Yep, me too, girl. That's okay. That's okay. So they are 12 inches wide by 6 inches tall, and there are 2 from the same 12 by 12 paper. Okay, I glued mine back to back in case that somebody has double-sided, but this is only single-sided with the white back, so I just glued 2 of them together. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is you can either use your scoring board, or you do the same thing with your ruler and a tool. I will do it old school. I need 1.5 inches. Hold on, let me move up here, guys, so you can see. Move that one out of the way. I'm going to mark at 1.5 inches on this side. 1.5 inches on this side. Then I'm going to go back down to the bottom.
Becky, I said bad, I don't have a ruler, lol.
And then I'm going to go to 5.5 inches. Make another mark. And then all the way over to 9.5 inches and make another mark. Again, at the top, I already got my 1.5. So I need 5.5 and 9.5. Okay. Now I can make my line. And then make my line my thing up. And then make my line. And I'm just using my awl, guys. I'm not using anything schmancy. Now I have my 1.5, 5.5, 5.5, and 9.5 score. So I'm gonna take my 1.5. I'm gonna flip it around. Okay. I need to fold it on that 1.5 inch line. Back, because you can see this is my front. The bats are my front, y'all. The bats are my front. The squares is my back. So I'm flipping the 1.5 is going to be on the front side on my left. I'm going to flip it over to the back.
Becky TT
Fold
just
that
let
over.
me know you were on SMH.
Oh my Lord, Miss Becky. So when I folded my paper, I got that little white line. So what I'm going to do is I am going to trim off that little bitty white now. Because again, I glued these 2 sheets together. And I don't want to I don't want to zhoosh
Michelle
it
nailed
up.
it, Becky, me too.
Okay. So I'm going to fold that over, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a pocket. Again, the bats is my front, the front side of my paper. The squares are my back side of the paper. So I'm going to glue at the top and glue at the bottom.
Sailor Scraps, me 3.
Girl, really? And there's my pocket. And what I'm going to do is, because mine is so thick, I'm going to go ahead and clip mine down because I glued 2 pieces of 12 by 12 together. So for those of you that are just coming in, we are cutting a 12 by 12 paper in half. So 6 inches by 12 inches. And then we are going to be scoring each paper.
I just got my notification.
We're going to be scoring at each paper. We're going to score at 1.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 9.5 inches. So I just did that, and I flipped it over, and it doesn't matter if it's single-sided or double-sided. I just did this so that you guys could see the difference. It doesn't matter if it's double-sided or single-sided. I just took my 1.5 inch fold. I folded it over, to the back side, because this is bats, this is squares. Sorry for the notifications, y'all. I glued the top and the bottom.
Roseanne
Now
begins 1 1/2, 5 1/2.
I have created a pocket. Now I'm going to flip it over, back over to the bats. And the next crease, I'm going to then fold it over on top of itself. Okay. And then we have the next crease. I'm going to flip it over. And again, I'm going to fold it over on top of itself. So then when you look at it, you have a Z. So this is my cover with this small little pocket. I open it up. It's just paper. And then I fold it over. And then I have this little flap. So now I need my second piece of paper because we are done with this. So now I need my second piece of paper. So I did not score this, so let me score this now. Again, you do not need a scoreboard. You can use a ruler, and I'm using my awl. So 1.5 inches, 5.5 inches, 9.5 inches. I'm going to go to the top. One and a half inches, 5.5 inches, and 9.5 inches. Okay. Now I'm gonna find my spots here, and I'm gonna go ahead with my awl, and I'm gonna score down this, the 1.5 inch. Now I'm going to go the 5.5 inch. Oops. I'm going to score down that. Now I'm going to go the 9.5 inch. And I am also going to score down that. Okay. So this is the bats. Okay. This is the bats. Since mine is non-directional, I can use the bigger piece. If it's directional, you will use the 1.5 because you need to stay within the direction. Okay, this is non-directional, so I can take my bats, okay, and I can take that first. The 1.5 inch is over here. This is the 1.5. Okay, that's the fold for the 1.5. There's the next fold, and there's the last fold. So I'm going to take that last fold, and I am actually going to glue it down. Excuse me, y'all. I'm actually going to flip it over because so that you guys can see the difference. Okay, that's that last fold. I am going to take this second piece of paper and I'm going to glue this part completely down. So I'm going to glue this whole thing. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to butt those two folds up against each other. And then I'm going to flip that down so that I am on top of that piece of paper. So when I flip this over, my creases are equal. Okay, my creases are equal. That's all completely down. Okay.
Topsy-turvy, hello.
Hello, hello. So we have our little flap. That is actually going to be a pocket. So we are going to glue the top and the bottom only. So the top and the bottom only.
AF directional. How do you do that part?
The directional, you'll use the 1.5 inch side and you'll glue it down the same way. You'll glue it down the same way, except you will glue down the 1.5 so that it's the same direction as your paper that you already have exposed. You'll do it the same exact way, but on the 1.5 that you already have exposed. You'll do it the same exact way, but on the 1.5 inch tab instead of, so you'll take the 1.5 inch tab, you will glue that down instead. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get a drink.
Roseanne Journal and Stitches said a pocket in front of the one you were holding or glued totally.
So, I'm sorry, is that a pocket in front of the one? Yes, this one right here. This will fold down and that will be a pocket. If you have directional... Thank you. If it's directional, you need to use the side that has the 1.5 inch instead of the at the end, because the 1.5 inch will fit right here, right there. It'll fit right here, and then you can create a pocket. So that's the only difference, is if you have directional, you'll actually start the second one with the 1.5 inch instead of that last crease. Okay, so here is a pocket. Now we have a pocket. Okay. And then this will fold over on top of itself. And then over on top of itself one more time. And then for directional, this will be the big flap on this side, and that you'll fold over and create a big pocket. For the non-directional, you'll have the 1.5 inch side, so then you'll create a smaller pocket. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue the top and the bottom, and then there is our other pocket. So let me clip this to make sure that it dries. So this is the back. So when I flip it over, my cover and my back match, except the pockets are on the opposite side. So my cover, if I open this up, this is all blank. If I go to the next page, I have a pocket here. I can open this up, right? And there is a pocket here. And I can flip it over. I can flip it over. And now, look, now I got all this and this. There's my cover. I can take washi tape and I can cover up the edges. You can use ribbon. Again, you can use this for an ephemera thing, or you can make a little journal out of it.
Let's see how mine will turn out, but not that hard to do.
No, they're not, but they're very versatile. So you can actually add more pages to it, right? So say I want to add another page to it, okay? Say I want to add another page to it. Say I have... Hello! Say I want to add another one to it. All I have to do is, this is one that we did before. Remember, this is my cover. That's my cover. And say I want to add more to this. All I have to do is take that last page of that folder, and I can go ahead and I can glue that down on top of this. You know, glue that on top of the other cover and create a big pocket here. Or I can put it inside here so that I have, this is back to back. And then I have more. So you can just keep...
Nana, what S is this called? Is there a specific name this is known by?
Sassy plants, my friend.
I have no idea.
Somewhere today. It wore me out and I slept.
I have no idea if there's...
I missed it.
You can use it as ephemera. You can use it, you know, to add into your journal. I don't have a specific name for it. It's just folding paper.
Nana, no problem.
Yeah.
Becky, I don't think I did this right.
Miss Becky, do you want to get up in a box? I can put up boxes. Send me a request. I'll put you in a box.
Roseanne Journal and Stitch Awesome. Finished my second one. Thank you, Sabrina.
Absolutely, Miss Rose. And like I said, they're very versatile. So you can glue them together and make it bigger.
Sassy plants, I missed it all.
That's okay, Miss Sassy. I will post the video then. I will post the video. But just write down the measurements. It's a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Doesn't matter if it's single-sided or if it's double-sided. The measurements are all going to be the same. So it's a 12 by 12 piece of
Sassy
paper.
plants, I got so tired. You know I've been too sick.
I know, babe.
Killer Bee Homestead, thank you this.
Absolutely. So it's a 12 by 12 piece of paper cut in half so that it's 6 by 12.
Trembeth mine done. Now I'm making it pretty.
Yes.
Sassy plants, I got that written down.
Okay, and then you're scoring at 1.5, 5.5, and 9.5. And then you're just going to fold over your 1.5 inch. You're going to fold that over onto the paper so that you can create a pocket. And that will be your cover. And you will end it the same way, where then you're creating that pocket here. And then you're going to glue the two
Becky
together
think I added the
by a
second one
pocket.
wrong. Do you put the second one on top of the first or under it?
Under it. Under it. So, for example, non-directional, there's my last flap of the first one. For non-directional, I'm going to use the bigger flap for non-directional, and I'm going to glue that to the for that crease. It's going to sit right on top and glue that whole thing down. Then this, I'm going to glue the top and the bottom to create a pocket. If it's directional, I am actually not going to glue these two together. I will actually take the small one, the 1.5 inch side.
I thought there were two 1.5 folds on one sheet.
No, it's two separate sheets. Two separate sheets. So then I would glue the top and the bottom, and like I said, instead of putting the bigger end piece here, I would actually glue down the 1.5 inch piece if it's directional, and then take this piece, fold it down, and then glue it to make it a pocket here. But no, it is at 1.5. You lay it down and you score 1.5 inches, and you go out to 5.5 inches, make another score, and then out to 9.5 inches and make another score. Don't move your paper.
Scarlet Rose finally watched the Minecraft movie and
Chicken
got
Jockey.
the reference of Chicken Jockey.
You know what? I don't know. They were barking. I don't know. They were barking. I'm assuming
did a
because...
second one with the two one-sided glues together.
Yay! See, it's not that hard, y'all. Hold on. I'll take you downstairs. I'll show you guys. We're a field trip. Field trip. I don't have long, y'all, because I have two of my peeps. Two of my peeps, y'all, have battles tonight. And it's Hell Walker and T. Soul Chambers. They both have a battle. They're battling each other. So it's a very friendly battle. No power-ups. But let me grab my stuff, y'all. And I'll take you guys downstairs and I'll show you guys the pups. I'm going to shut everything off because I'm not coming back up here tonight. I'm done. Yes, the man of the hour.
Pigeon Nana off. Got it. I understood. Make first score line, flip around, and score 1.5 AGS in.
Yeah, you're going to leave the paper if you put it on your scoreboard.
What time again is battle?
8 p.m. So 8 p.m. Eastern. So when you lay your 6 by 12 paper down on the scoreboard, you're going to leave your paper still. You're not going to move it at all. You're going to score the first line at 1.5 inches. You're going to look for the 5.5 inches, score another line, and you're going to look for the 9.5 inches and score another line. You don't move the paper at all when you're scoring. You leave it right where it's at. All right, let me get my stuff here. All right, let's go see the puppies. Let's go see all the puppies.
Don't let any birds in.
Yeah, right? Okay, y'all, hold on. We're not letting any birds in. Who's upstairs? Miss Millie! Come on, let's go downstairs. Let's go see where George is at. Oh, there. Hold on, let me flip you guys around. Hold on. Flip camera. Georgia, where'd you go? That's Miss Millie. That's Miss Millie. That's Miss Georgia. The black one is Miss Georgia. That's Miss Millie, the little Yorkie. What are you guys doing up here? What are you doing up here? Let's go. Let's go. Go down. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let's go downstairs. Come on, ladies. Let's go. Let's go. And of course, Miss Lily's at the bottom of the stairs waiting for us. Come on. Millie's barking at y'all. Millie's barking at Blanda. No, Georgia is a cockapoo. Millie is a Yorkie. Hold on. Millie doesn't like the doggy door, so
Millie
she
doesn't like anything.
Millie, hold on. Flip camera. So Millie has to use a pee pad. But say hi, Millie. And there's Georgia. Lily, come here. Come say hi. And there's little Miss Grumpy Ass Lily.
Lilybug.
There's Lily.
Hi, Lilybug.
Don't mind the pee pad, y'all. That's from Millie. She doesn't like the dog door. Come on, let's go outside. Come on. Y'all, that's from Millie. She doesn't like the dog door. Come on, let's go outside. Come on. Come, Millie. Millie. She's barking at Blanda. Come on, Mill. Back away from the door, Blanda. Come on, Mill. Come on. Bite his ass. Oh, my God, y'all. Hold on. Millie's like, who the fuck are you and why are you in my house?
Oh, she was.
That's because Blanda didn't live here when Millie was here last time.
It's a good girl.
So she has no idea who the hell he is.
What am I doing?
In my house.
Oh, she was.
That's because Blanda didn't live here when Millie was here last time.
It's a good girl.
So she has no idea who the hell he is.
What am I doing in the house? You're good.
Oh my God. Everybody says hi, Blanda.
Hey, guys.
Hey, hi to the asshole. No, I'm
Hey.
joking.
Come on, Millie.
Okay, there's Miss Georgia.
Come on, guys.
Miss Georgia. And then there's Miss Millie.
Come on, Lilybug.
There's Miss Millie, and then there's Miss Lily.
Millie.
See Georgia.
There's my love bug. Aren't you? Aren't you my love bug?
Yes, Blanda did a good job. He put this. He actually made the patio wider. Yes, the door's closed. The door's closed. No birds in the house. Closed. No birds in the house. No birds in the house. Otherwise, Blanda's going to be cleaning up bird shit again. See, Miss Georgia. Miss Millie, why don't you go down and play with Miss Georgia? Huh? And then tomorrow we have 3 more dogs coming tomorrow that I'm dog sitting. So tomorrow Marvel comes, and he's a cockapoo too, but he's a big boy. And then we have Paws and Lulu, which are 2 little Pomeranians. Wait until you guys meet Paws and Lulu. Okay, Lulu, she's a spicy little biatch.
Lulu is the white dog on Pets.
You're spitting. And then, thank you for the tutorial. It was fun. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, guys. I'm glad that it was helpful. And like I said, every week we'll do something different. Next week we'll do something else. Oh my God, the Pomeranians, Paws and Lulu. So Paws, the male, he has doggy alopecia. So he doesn't have hardly any hair, but he is the cutest little thing ever.
Rides the short bus.
He does ride the short bus. He's got some issues. He rubs his ass all over me and everything else. He loves his ass. He has tiger mane. Yes, he does have he just has a lion mane, but very, very little. And he has a little bit of a lion tail. But most of his hair, he has dog alopecia, so he has little sprigs of hair here and there. Well, no, he does not mark at all, but he is a little on the slow train. He doesn't have all of his crayons. He doesn't have all of his crayons. That's the truth. He doesn't have all of his crayons. He loves rubbing his ass on me.
That's the brightest bulb in the crayon box.
I don't know why, but he will sit there and he'll just rub his butt. That's it. Just rub his butt.
He'll attack his
Yes, he
own
is definitely a sandwich short of a picnic. Oh my God. But Lulu, she's pure white and she is sassy. She's a little firecracker, that one.
I go her.
She doesn't bark all the time. She only barks when she really wants attention. What do you have to do as a new subscriber? Nothing. I am no longer sending out packages. I've spent, in 3 months' time, I spent over $400 on shipping. So I can't afford to do that because I don't even get that for my subscribers. Thank you for the heart me. I know that my subscriber is $5.99, but I don't get all of that. TikTok gets their portion first, and I was mailing out subscriber packets, and it got to the point where I only got 2 back. In 3 months, I got 2 returned to me for incorrect addresses. Everything else, I got nothing else back. So I can't afford to keep doing that because that's not even what it's not worth it. So I figured, you know what? Every Wednesday, we will do a subscriber live only at 6 p.m. Eastern. I will post a list of supplies that you will need. I will teach you something new every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And, use the items that we have in our stash. I'm telling you, I don't know what was going on, but it was costing me almost $5 to send every one of those. So $3.98 for some of them, depending on where it is that people lived. And it was getting to the point where, because I couldn't afford to send them with tracking, otherwise it would have cost me almost $6 an envelope. So I was like, you know what? I can't keep doing that. Because it was just making me broke.
Yummy.
Well, I appreciate that. And again, I have no problem if people don't want to continue their subscription. I completely understand that. But like I said, I can't afford to send out $200 worth of mail every single month and then not getting anything back. It just wasn't cost effective. It was a great idea. It was a great idea when it worked, but when so many people weren't getting their packets, I can't do it. Is the video going to YouTube? I am going to post it. I'm going to try to upload it to Discord. So after I end my live, I will download it. I do have the folio one for April, May, and June. I do have that downloaded. It finished downloading today. I'm going to try to upload it to Discord. So if you don't have Discord, please let me or Lady Lori know. We can send you the Discord information, the link to get onto Discord. And I'm going to try to upload it to Discord. And helicopter, sorry y'all. If it's too big to go up to Discord, I didn't get all of them. Oh, you mean I didn't get all of them done yet. I'm still working on them. Yep, Scarlett, I will, thank you. I appreciate it. I will definitely, I checked for, no, the witch one is on YouTube. That's for Sabrina's Window. That's completely different. If you're talking about the Witchy Cottage Core, that's all on YouTube, and that is under Sabrina's Window. Absolutely. But if I can't upload it to the Discord because it's too long, then I will have to put it onto YouTube on Sabrina's window. So we're going to try it out tonight and see how that works. I did it all in one live, and I will post the video, yes. If I can't do it on Discord, if it's too big, I will go ahead and post it on YouTube under Sabrina's window for April, May, and June. No, not at all. If you didn't see the Discord link, send me or Lady Lori a message and asking for the Discord link for Cuss Words, and we will get that sent to you. Yes, I did go live this morning, and we did not, because my time was very limited today as far as this morning because I was getting doggos. I only did a very short 2-hour live, and we did ephemera. So we did, is that a groundhog? Oh. Anyway, I did, we just did a thing using hidden paper clips. So I just made a bunch of paper clips, and I gave those away this morning. This Wednesday gig is great because we can actually use stuff absolutely that you already have in your craft room. Absolutely. Can I buy the packet you sent out? Which packet, Miss Crazy Cat Lady? Which one? Thank you for your teachings. Absolutely, Michelle. Absolutely. Hi, Eska. Okay, so if you're not on Discord, then I will just go ahead and upload it to YouTube. Yes, this month, my morning paper sale, not tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. We'll have a paper sale, Saturday and Sunday. Oh, you want the link? Yep, just send me a DM, or Miss Lady Lori, you can send her a DM, and one of us will send you the link for the Discord. But Saturday and Sunday, we're having the paper sale. I still have 3 more print orders to finish, so all of them just beginning as a crafter. Oh, I got you. Miss Crazy Cat Lady, send me a DM and I'll get you hooked up. Okay. If you have a printer of your own, Crazy Cat Lady, I can email them to you. Discord, geez, I'm not the short. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right, Sassy. I'm going to try to transfer everything over to Microsoft Teams. So that way there I can keep everything in one place so that you guys can see my calendar. The pups are good. Hold on, I'll show you. So that way there you guys can see my calendar, all that stuff. I need to set an alarm to go up on these days since you are 3 hours ahead. Yes, set all your bells and set an alarm. Like I said, it'll be every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Like I said, I want to change everything over to Microsoft Teams. So then you guys can see my schedule. You know exactly when I'll be on and what I'll be on for. And then you guys, we can do direct messages. We can do video calls. All that kind of stuff, and it's all under one thing. Okay, I just got a warning for hate speech.
Oh, Teams. Can't say Teams.
I just got, what do you mean? How is that hate speech?
Because it's not TikTok.
It's not what?
It's not TikTok, it's Microsoft. Microsoft is hate in the TikTok world.
Yeah, I just got a warning for hate speech, y'all.
Can't say Teams or YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's different. I'm on a private thing.
Oh.
I'm not on public anyway. It is what it is. Anyway. Yes, they do. But I'm talking about putting everything in one place so it's so much easier. But anyway, I got to get off here, y'all. I got to get some dinner. But that's what Blana just said. That's what Blana just said. That's what he thought it was. But, yeah, it's the algorithm because they just updated it. It's the first week of the month. It is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to get off here, y'all. I am going to go file the appeal for my thing. And I am going to see you guys tomorrow. I'm not coming on. We're not going to have a paper sale till Saturday, Sunday. Friday, I'm not coming on at all. Not even for a little bit. On the 4th of July, the grandbabies will coming in town. This month, for the month of July, my live hours in the morning are going to be stuck to 2 hours, y'all. So we're not going to be doing journal books for the month of July because I'm not going to have the time with the grandbabies here. I need to be able to get on, get off, and take care of them. So I'm cutting it back to only 2 hours. So we're going to do a simple project and we'll give that away, whether it be a folio, paper clips, ephemera, whatever. But that's what we're going to do while the grandbabies are here for the month of July. All right? But I love you guys. But we'll still do Wednesday nights because Blanda will be home to babysit so that I could do my Wednesday night live. And we'll stick to 2 hours. All right, guys? I love y'all. I'll see you guys later. There's Miss... Look, isn't she so cute? She's so cute. All right, y'all. I love y'all. See you guys later. Have a good night. Bye, guys. Say bye, Miss Millie. Say bye. Mwah, my sweet girl. Bye, guys.